What up, Raider Nation? It's your boy MC Raider, and today we have a special show, podcast, cigar review. Just overall, we're about to try this Angelino cigar. What up, Walter? Yes, sir. So we're about to have some iced coffees, having some coffee. We're gonna spark this bad boy up, and yeah, you get to learn a little bit about cigars. Walter has a lot of experience on cigars. I actually met him at Bo's Cigar Lounge, and we've been networking. We've been doing a lot of stuff for the nation, and stay tuned, guys, because we might have some fire coming out pretty soon with some cigars. Because just like Antonio Pierce says, smoke your shit, talk your shit, the Raider way. Let's start this. Now, Raider Nation, you are tuning into a special show of the MC Raider Show. Like I said in the intro, this is my boy Walter, and let the nation know who you are, my brother.
What's up, nation? My name is Walter Lopez. I run Walter Lopez Designs, and also to our Raider Nation brothers and sisters, I go by Dub Raider.
Dub Raider, that's right.
And, I've been with the nation since I was 9 years old, back in the early 80s in LA, then to Oakland, now to Vegas. And I met my boy Dub Raider, MC Raider at, like he mentioned, Bo's Cigar Lounge. We click. Obviously, both fans of the nation, both fans of cigars, and here we are.
Yeah, guys. So check it out. We're gonna try out these Angelino cigars. Walter talk about a little bit Angelinos, but right now, I mentioned in other videos, guys. I'm fairly new to the cigar game, maybe like a little under a year. Walter's been in the game for a while. But I mentioned before, this is a Connecticut cigar. You could tell because of the shade of the cigar, the leaf, the lighter shade are Connecticut's. And we're going to start. I'm going to get mine ready. I'm going to punch it. And then Walter, just let them know about these cigars.
Okay, well, Angelino Cigars is a local company here in the Los Angeles area, run by a good friend of mine, Mario Ceja. He and I have known each other for over 20 some odd years. And it just coincidentally, come to find out that, a friend of mine has a cigar company and I love cigars. So we kind of clicked. And, I've been smoking cigars for some time now, and they are very good, very good. I'm a Maduro smoker myself, medium to full body. But their Connecticut's are really good. And we're actually trying this one together. I got the Toro. You got, which one? Is it it's the Gordo, right?
Mm-hmm.
The 56 ring gauge. So we're just going to talk about what we actually think, kind of like a blind review. Again, I have some experience with cigars, but we're going to basically review them as we see fit. We're not, connoisseurs. We're just homies from the neighborhood that like smoking cigars.
Mm-hmm.
So like I told Mario, if it tastes like a burnt tortilla, then you say, you know what, man, this tortilla tatemada, or some tastes like menudo, or whatever it is. What will allow the nation to understand what we're smoking, because again, these are really good cigars. They are local, and we definitely want the nation to learn about them.
So off the back, he said he gave me the Gordo for the Gordo. That's kind of fucked up.
I didn't say that. Don't put words in my mouth here.
No, but I do like the bigger gauge. I like the bigger gauge cigars. And off the back, guys, shout out to Cigar, Matt Hound Dog, because off the back, like I like to smoke my cigar with a iced coffee, or sometimes a Dr. Pepper. But the Connecticut cigar, off the back, is right away a little bit more creamier, a little bit more soft, not as strong as the Maduro, like the ones he smokes. And these are the ones I really prefer to smoke. Relaxes me. I could probably smoke 2 or 3 in a couple hours while we're hanging out, instead of smoking one Maduro that's gonna fuck me up right away if I don't, But it just depends how you like it. Off the back, it tells it's awesome, and it just feels it's gonna be a nice, smooth cigar, man.
Yeah, it has definitely, the construction is amazing. The ring, very nice and tight. I just did a punch, and it's intact. The leaf, you can tell it's definitely a hand rolled cigar. Because it definitely has texture, but it is also a very smooth and creamy cigar. And I'm not, like I mentioned earlier, I'm not a big Connecticut fan, but when I do smoke Connecticut's, I gotta have my coffee. It just goes café con leche.
Mm-hmm.
So Mario, when you started smoking cigars, did you like just grab a random cigar and then just said, "Let me take this one," or did you go?
Yeah.
Did you ask somebody, or how'd that work?
So in other videos, I've said back in the days when I used to drink a lot, guys. Before, I used to get cigars just to fucking look cool in a fucking picture. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
It's just honest. You know, like fucking go with the cigar and a fucking drink, and I don't know what the fuck I was buying, and I'll go in there and I've asked for the most expensive cigar just to be like, oh, I had that, but I didn't know about name brands, and now I've noticed that it's not even the price of the cigar, which is just what depends, like the quality. Like this right now, right away, you know, this could be $100 cigar or a $30 cigar, and it's amazing, you know.
Yep.
But I did that for a while. Obviously, then I stopped drinking, and it was very hard for me the first couple months not having to drink. Everybody's drinking, and I'm like, you know, and I needed something to celebrate. So last year, around maybe a little bit before June, when the Lakers were in the playoffs, big Laker fan, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give me a cigar, and every time they win, I'm gonna have a victory cigar.
Nice.
But I'm gonna learn about them. So I went on YouTube and I started following this guy, the Cigar Hound Dog, and he reviews cigars. And right away, I knew that I've never smoked weed. It sounds fucking crazy, but I've never smoked weed. Never got high. A cigar, I don't even know how to inhale. So I've always heard like the cigar you smoke and you don't need to inhale the cigar. Right. Kind of like you savor the tobacco, the smoke in the mouth, and you let it go. So that's fucking perfect. Like, oh shit. But I remember my experience with Maduros and shit like that I used to buy. Yeah. It was like fucking me up. Like I get lightheaded, and there was a lot of times that I had a cigar without even having breakfast or dinner or nothing. It was like, so that's kind of bad, you know. So long story short, before I go longer, I started making my notes and learn about cigars, and right away learn which cigar are the lightest and the softest cigars to start. And there again, the Connecticut cigar. So this Los Angelino cigar is amazing because these are the ones that take me back to when I first started. But it's also a great cigar, man. So that's why I started. And then I've been working myself up to Maduro. I smoked some Maduros with you, and it'd be cool. But the thing is, with me, I smoke one Maduro, and then that's it for me for the rest of the day. You know what I mean? So I mean, so that's how I started, man. But I've been in the game for a bit, and I enjoy a great Connecticut, man.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, that's definitely something that I want to learn more about, is just the pairing aspect of cigars. You know, because obviously, like right now, my personal preference is Connecticut with a coffee. But if I have a Maduro, I'd like to have like a whiskey, you know, maybe a Woodson bourbon whiskey, or you know, some Gentleman Jack or single barrel, you know, or you know, anything of the sort. And you know, there's also I've heard that there's some pairings with wine. You know, I'm not a big wine guy, but at Bo Cigar Lounge, where we frequent, they definitely do cigar pairings. If you ask, you know, they will definitely let you know what wines go with what. You know, a Cabernet, a white, a red, you know, whatever it is. But yeah, you know, so that's definitely something that I'm pretty sure Mario and I together we can discover, because obviously every individual's palate is different. You know, Mario likes Connecticut's, I like Maduros. You know, other people, you know, maybe like sun-growns.
My thing is, well, Walter, you've been smoking for a while. Well, fuck, how you started smoking cigars?
Well, me, I began, I want to say about 20 years ago, but only like how you mentioned, only celebratory, birthday parties, you know, bachelor parties. Just it had to be like something attached to a party. And I would get cigars. I had a coworker. I used to work at a school, and I had a coworker that was Cuban, and my boy would go to Cuba twice a year. Every time he would go, he'd be like, "How many do you want?" So I would always get either 6 cigars, keep 3, and sell 3. So basically, the 3 that I would sell would pay for all of them. And you know, that's how I started getting into it. And then I found companies online where you could become a member. So I just started buying random cigars, but I didn't know about the Connecticut's, about the Maduros, about the different flavors and the different, combinations and the different fillers. And so that was just, celebratory. But then fast forward some years, I was a cigarette smoker, and I ended up quitting. I quit smoking cigarettes, but then I would go out and I'd have a drink in one hand, and before it was a cigarette. So I was like, dude, something's missing. The drink isn't pleasurable without some smoke. So one of my friends actually invited me to go hang out at Bo's, and after that, that was it. I was hooked. I started. I dove deep into the cigar hobby, because it's not only what people believe a habit; it's actually a hobby.
Yeah.
Because you collect different types of cigars, different brands, different sizes, different shapes. You have to have your humidor nice and set up to keep your cigars healthy. There's stuff like what we're doing right now,
Right.
hanging out at cigar lounges. There's just so much to it than just, oh, you're smoking something. It's an actual lifestyle.
Yeah.
And that's where I find myself now. For many years when Bo's first opened, we had what was known as the black hole at Bo's. So it was a bunch of Raider fans that just came together, and we would smoke cigars and watch Raider games there. And that ran for I think about 4 or 5 years. And, unfortunately it started dwindling.
Yeah.
And, now we just hang out whenever we can. But, it was definitely a great experience there with the Raider Nation and cigars.
Yeah. Also the smoking a cigar, it's very different from like smoking weed or a cigarette. This shit, it you got to take your time with it. Right. It relaxes you. It's good for conversations and chill, and so if you're gonna smoke a cigar, make sure you're gonna take like 30, 45 minutes depending on the cigar. But the time to spend a cigar, so that I've noticed, well, I'm not noticed, just for sure, smoking in a cigar lounge is way different than smoking one in your backyard by yourself. It's a different thing, but I enjoy the cigar lounge because just the environment and the atmosphere, the leather seats and it's great. So shout out to Bo's Cigar Lounge.
Yes, sir, Bo.
They're amazing staff. If you have any questions, when I got there first, before meeting him, they were very helpful. They like, what are you looking for? What type of cigar you smoke? And I told them how I smoke the lighter cigars, and right away a whole section they help you out. So, so talking about that, like you were mentioning earlier, I still haven't got to the point where I know what type of the flavor of the cigar. I know that a lot of people, like Matt again, I was talking about, they know like they take a taste of chocolate, the hazelnut, the pepper, they taste all that shit. Have you got to that point?
Yes and no. Because like I mentioned, everybody's palate is different. I being a ex-cigarette smoker, my palate has, I guess, adapted to like the smoke, and a cigarette smoke in comparison to cigar smoke is definitely very different. Cigarette smoke is very like bland, very blah, nothing to it. So then you compare that to a cigar, and you feel like in your tongue, you start feeling like spice, like if you had like a little bit of a chile piquin or pepper, like when you put pepper on your eggs or whatever, you feel that little bite, that little burn, and then the woodsy or the caramel flavors, it's not something that like, it's like eating a chocolate bar or something. It's a sensation more than anything. But again, it all depends on your palate.
For sure.
There's some people that don't have the same taste as others. And
I've noticed Connecticut's, for example, they do have like a creamy feeling, little pistachio sometimes, or hazelnut, or some type of that type of like a coffee too. If you taste the coffee on the cigar, so that way it pairs great with a iced coffee or a regular coffee,
right?
And so that's why I really enjoy that flavor. So this Angelino cigar, so far right now, it's just smooth, man.
Yeah.
God, so
Yeah,
smooth.
and this is the first third of the cigar. We just lit it, smoking it nice and slow. Usually, the way I've seen, actually, like, I guess I don't want to say expert cigar smokers, but like social media cigar smokers, is they smoke it in thirds.
Yeah,
and every third has its own nuances. Some cigars, they're the same from tip to toe. Others start off light, they go strong, and then they end soft. So it just depends. But so far, so good. I haven't had any changes.
And the burr lane is great. Check it out.
Yeah, very nice.
See,
very nice. The
burr lane is great. So, and I think that's how you could tell from a good quality premium cigar. Not only the burr lane, but how the tobacco stays on the cigar. Like some are just like really whack. This is really constructive.
Yeah, more than likely, this is a broadleaf. Like, they use the complete tobacco leaf. There's a lot of companies like my everyday cigar, which is what's it called, the factory smokes. That's made with like leftover tobacco. So it's more of a lot of little pieces of tobacco. So when you're smoking it, it starts breaking. The ash breaks quick. There's a lot of little particles all over the place, and that's because it's made out of that. But that's why it's so inexpensive as well.
Yeah.
So you get what you pay for, but it's still a good tobacco because it's Drew Estates tobacco.
Yeah.
It's just like the leftovers.
Yeah. And do they have the Instagram? You have their Instagram? We'll put it here on the screen.
Yeah, let me check
and then
it out
you guys can follow them on Instagram. Give them a shout out, tell them that Dub Raider and MC Raider sent you over there.
I believe it is. It's at Angelino Cigars.
There it is. You'll see it on the screen right there. At Angelino Cigars. Hit them up on Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah, they are definitely a good cigar. My friend Mario, which is one of the owners, he says that he likes to have the product speak for itself, and so far it is speaking volumes right now. It is really good. So Mario, what would you think of having the MC Raider cigar?
Man, that's in the works, man.
Like I would like we were talking earlier, if I were to have my own cigar, I'd probably be a Maduro Churchill. Because I want something strong. I don't want to say that, but a nice cigar that could last at least 3/4 of a Raider game.
So my cigar will be definitely a Connecticut, and especially for the tailgate, Raider Nation that's up there early, to pair it with a coffee before you guys start drinking, getting all fucked up. So I don't drink. So for sure, Connecticut, early morning, I can see myself at Allegiant Stadium with my iced coffee and a good Connecticut cigar, 8 in the morning, 9 in the morning, kicking it with the Raider Nation. And that'll be my cigar, a good morning coffee cigar type of thing.
What size would you have, like length? Would it be a 6 inch?
The Churchills will be good too, just because it's a long tailgate. The process is so, and the gauge, I think this is perfect. I was looking at the
that's a 56 gauge.
56 gauge. So the one that you gave me another cigar. I'm not gonna talk about the brand, but that cigar you gave me was a 60 gauge.
Yes,
it was the one that came in a little package.
Yeah.
That's my favorite size.
60 gauge.
So, do they have 60 gauge, or this is the biggest 56?
I believe,
this is perfect size because it's almost 60. But
I believe they can make any gauge, that you want. Like I mentioned to you, yours, mine's what is it? A Toro. So it's a little bit more slender, but it's the same filler.
Is this considered a gordo? Gordo means fat.
I guess kinda.
So, there it is. A lot of Raider fans are fat as fuck. I'll bleep that out. But a big cigar for a big dude, man. That's why I like the big.
It suits you, because you smoking a little thin cigar, that wouldn't work. Or a little guy smoking a big ass cigar.
Yeah.
It just doesn't look right.
Yeah, but I think that's a great idea if we eventually come up with some cigars for the Raider Nation, especially since the Raider Nation who is watching this video, you already know the Raiders are now celebrating with Victory Cigars.
Yes, sir.
Max Crosby and our coach Antonio Pierce, who said, "Smoke your shit, talk your shit, the Raider way." And that right there, guys, what else not to have our own Raider Nation cigars, man? And it's crazy, bro, because check this out. Before Antonio Pierce, every time the Raiders lost, and this goes Josh McDaniels and Gruden, and all, every time we lost, bro, I felt bad, bro. It was like I was sick to my stomach for days, man. But this time when we lost with Antonio Pierce, you see like the Raiders, they fought all the way to the end, bro. When we lost, I still didn't feel like shit. Mm-hmm. So we still feel good. Like before, it was like before I had like cigars, like a Victory cigar, for example, when we had Josh McDaniels and we lost, I'm like, fuck, I didn't smoke my cigar. But even though this time we lost, 2 times we lost, like when we lost to the Dolphins and shit like that, it was like a good game. I still feel good to sparkle my cigar. And it felt good, man. So
win, lose, or tie, baby.
Yeah, man. So it's like, that's a great idea, man. Hopefully we work something out.
Yeah.
And have something for the nation.
Yeah, it'll definitely be in the works.
Mm-hmm.
Anything for the nation. Like we say, for the nation, by the nation.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah, these are definitely like this.
Yeah, they're great.
Now, Mario, let me ask you, when is your preferred time to smoke? Morning, afternoon, evening? Away from Raider games, I mean.
Yeah, so when I first started, I wasn't smoking a lot. I was smoking like one cigar a week. Then I started really liked the whole vibe. Then I was went to cigar lunch, whatever. But I like to smoke a cigar at nighttime when you relax, when you're done with everything. That's where I like to smoke a cigar. And on the weekends, I like to smoke one in the morning. I'm an early bird. I like to get up early and like have my coffee. And once I'm having my coffee in the morning, that's when I feel like smoking my cigar. But I for sure like to do it after I eat, have something to eat.
Despansing.
Yeah, and that's my favorite time. In the weekdays, like the time we met at Bowl, at 2 o'clock. Like, fuck, it's 2:15 right now. Like this time, it's cool. And then today's, if you're watching this right now, it's Friday today. So I'll have some dinner with the wifey later. And when we come home, I'll probably just come out here, turn on the light, and smoke another one, relax. Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, for me, it's always been, again, depending on the scenario. If you and I are going to go hang at Bo's or whatever, it's whatever time it is.
Yeah.
There is no bad time for a cigar. But like on a daily, for me, it's mostly the evenings. Because, I'll do all my work and everything that I do, take care of my little boy, pick him up from school. We'll have dinner, and then I have family time with my wife. And then once they go to bed, I go to my man cave, grab a cigar, grab a coffee, watch the news, or watch TV or something, and or listen to music, and just grab my cigar, drink my coffee, and relax.
Yeah,
I don't have to worry about bothering anybody or anybody bothering me. It's just me with my cigar, with my coffee, and it's my moment, basically.
Right.
It's me time. The whole day, it's client time, it's family time, it's, everything else. But at that exact moment, that's just me time. It's my cigar, my coffee, and me.
Yeah. So my question to you, well, it's kind of like a 2-part question, but when you mentioned the wifey, like my wife can't stand cigarettes, for example. But Connecticut is not as strong as the Maduros, bro. I smoke Maduros, and I'm like a fucking chimney coming back home, and when I see her, and I fucking reek, bro. Yes. And my wife is like, fuck. So when I smoke a Connecticut, especially like this one, it's soft, bro. It's not like a lot. You don't smell anything. So hint to those that want to smoke cigars, and I don't know.
Yeah, no, my wife's the same way. She despises smoke. And I respect that, So what I try to do is, when I smoke, I try to give myself, after I finish my cigar, a window of at least an hour to kind of like air myself out. And then when I go inside the house, I go from the outside straight into our restroom.
Yeah.
Take off my clothes, put some fresh clothes on, deodorant, cologne, wash my hands, wash my face, because she doesn't like it, but she respects the fact that I enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know, and that it's not a habit, it's a hobby.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm not fiending for a cigar as soon as I wake up in the morning like I did with cigarettes. This is more of a relaxation tool.
Definitely.
You know, and a social tool. Right now, you know, we're just hanging out, drinking some coffee.
Check out the ads, guys. I'm just waiting
to see when it drops.
But this is like very good stuff, man. You know, it's still on there, you know, but I'm gonna get rid of it. But
yeah, that's at least a third right there.
Yeah.
Easy. And it was still going strong. Yeah, man. I was asking who did I ask? Oh, I asked Matt, West Coast Pirate.
West Coast Pirates, shout out.
Yes, sir. I asked him, hey man, do you smoke cigars? You know, maybe you come through and hang out with MC Raider and myself. He's like, nah, man, I smoke cigarettes and weed. And I'm like, all right, that's cool, man. You know, that's cool, but you know, and then
he's starting to though. He smoked a cigar here.
He did?
Yeah.
Oh, that's dope.
Power was here. Shout out to the Pink Ranger.
Oh,
shout out Steve. Power. Yeah, we were back here with the we had the fire going. It was like a Friday before the XOXO Lounge event that we had, the last one.
That was good.
We're organizing it right here, and we all had some cigars and
so
some fucked up shit. Like, I smoked a good one.
So
nah, man. No, he smoked some. I think Padrones. He knew about them.
Oh, great.
But he obviously. I mean, you could relate to it. Those that smoke weed or cigars, they have a hard time smoking a cigar because you don't inhale the cigar.
Right.
So it's a hard process to.
Oh,
I can imagine. For me, I fit right in because I've never smoked, so I just. You know, now I savor the smoke in my mouth and let it out instead of inhaling, which I love it. And cigar smokers and weed smokers, when they try it, they're like, "Oh fuck, I can't smoke this."
Let me tell you, the first couple of times when it started becoming like a normal process of smoking cigars, like on the daily, I would forget, and I'd take a puff and I'd inhale it. Oh, and it was just like it felt like my lungs were burning and collapsing all at the same time, and I couldn't breathe. I was like, and I couldn't even cough. It was so bad. But after a while, you get used to it.
Yeah.
But thankfully, I don't smoke cigars and smoke cigarettes, because then I'm pretty sure that would be a bit confusing. But yeah, hopefully, you know, the rest of our Raider brothers will be able to join us so we can chill. Have some coffee or, you know, whatever they like.
So those that don't smoke, though, for sure, I strongly suggest, I think you can back me up with this, make sure you do your due diligence before you buy a first cigar, because there's a lot of people that buy the wrong shit and then they have a bad experience with the cigar and then they'll never do it no more.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And when you get the right thing, like for me, I started off with a Connecticut, you know, and you just have to be a big cigar. They sell smaller cigars too.
Yeah.
You try,
the cigarrillos.
Yeah. So, and then you'll have a good experience with it, you know, and little by little, because I know for a fact, I've heard from people like, oh no, last time I got a headache and everything, but they, you know, you can't, a beginner get a full body Maduro, or it's gonna fuck you up, you know. So, yeah.
Yeah, actually, when I first really started getting into the cigars, I asked Bo. I'm like, Bo, look, this is the way I've been smoking cigars before. You know, it was just socially, never really paid attention to the brand, never paid attention to the strength, never paid attention to the size or anything. What do you recommend? How should I start? And he's like, okay, how much time do you have? And I was like, 45 minutes to an hour. Okay, get a Toro. Do you smoke cigarettes? Do you smoke anything else? They're like, yes, I smoked cigarettes. Like, okay, so let's get a medium to full body cigar. Why? Because you're used to having like a strong flavored tobacco already, so you don't need to be like worked up. So, you know, he started pinpointing me, and then I started smoking their house blends, and they were decent. And then he started recommending other medium to full body cigars from reputable brands. And then I started finding, you know, I like this one. I don't like this one. This one's too strong. This one's too light. And just with time and experience. But I worked myself to that level. You know, when unfortunately, like Mario's mentioning, is that some people just go in there and just grab one, right, and then just puff it and be like, "Oh, this is horrible."
Yeah.
I hate cigars in general.
Yeah.
Because then there's also the cigars that we haven't talked about, which are the flavored cigars. They have, excuse me, some that are,
Yes.
the coffee flavors, the alcohol flavors. They have brandy, they have tequila, they have whiskey.
I never had those.
Yeah, they're infused. So what they do is they put, let's say, for example, we'll take the Angelino cigar, we'll put them in a container with some alcohol of some sort, or coffee, or whatever other flavor, and then it infuses the cigar. So it's not like dripping wet, but it has that flavor. So when you're puffing, that's what you taste. Like my barber, Oak Street Barber, he smokes. What the hell is the name? It's by Acid as well, but it's a flavored cigar, and he loves it. Me personally, I don't mess with flavor.
Yeah,
I like tobacco flavor.
Yeah,
it's about the strength.
Yeah,
I don't know if you ever tried a flavor.
I've had the acid ones because they smell so good. I had those, the ones I have, and they're like whatever. And also, I mean, maybe you could back me up on this, but I've noticed the different type of like how I get in the mood, like relax type of thing. There's some cigars that get you kind of like hyper and shit like that. I don't know, but I've noticed, like, for me, I don't like that feeling. I don't even like the feeling when there's some cigars that make me feel like I'm fucking buzzed, bro. Like, oh shit, you know what I mean? And then I don't like to have that feeling just because my sobriety, no alcohol and stuff like that. So it's just like, but when I smoke the Connecticut's, I stay on that zone where, like, right now I'm just chill, man, relaxed,
and that's all you need,
and just kick back, and I love it.
Yeah, I don't know if I told you the story. I was at Bose, and there was a gentleman there, stranger we had just met. That was his last day of work. He was officially retired, so he ended up going to buy a box of cigars, and he started handing them out to everybody there. So, I took one. I said, "Thank you very much." And we all lit it and, toasted him for his retirement and his service to his work. Lit it up, smoked it. I started feeling lightheaded. My chest started burning. It was like the worst experience I've ever had with a cigar. And I was like, oh my God. It really threw me aback, because every cigar I smoke, even like a strong full body cigar that is, I don't prefer, this was even worse.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, the gambit of different flavors and different strengths, you have to be careful, because you can get sick.
For sure.
Yeah, you can get sick.
For sure. Well, Raider Nation, we're about a little bit over half an hour into this video. Hope you stayed to the end. Go ahead and like and subscribe. My boy, Dub Raider, his information is right there. Follow him on Instagram. If you need any type of design on a shirt, on a hat, stickers, whatever you need, hit him up.
Gotcha.
If you want to fucking laugh, follow your boy MC Raider.
Right here, baby.
But stay tuned, guys. And then just, thank you for being here with us for this. Overall, this review on the cigar, for me, it's amazing. I don't have a specific review like these professionals out there, my boy Matt. But I have to tell you, it is a very smooth and relaxed cigar for me. Paired with a iced coffee, I could taste the creamy of this coffee and also like a little coffee-ish flavor on the cigar.
What's up, cat? Dang. Yeah.